In the previous video, I showed you lots of examples. Now it's your turn to have a go. So given this here, simplify this as much as possible. So press pause and have a go. So here, to simplify this, you would get this times this. Okay? And then later on, you get this times this. So it would be this here. So it would be a to the power of 20, because 5 times 4 here. And then b, well, just get this times this. Even though it's a fraction, you can still times it too. So it would be 5 over 3. Okay, so this would be your answer. Okay, next one here. So given this here, simplify this. Press pause and have a go. Okay, so here you've got to get this times this. So it's just a matter of, well, multiplying the two. So it would be minus 10 times 1 over 5. So well, it's going to be positive. A minus times a minus, so it's going to be a positive. And 10 times 1 over 5, well, it gets multiplied to the top. So it will be 10 over 5. Well, 10 over 5 is 2. So it would be a squared. So this whole thing here, even though it looks complicated, it's just a squared. Okay? Alright, so the next one here. Press pause and have a go. Okay, again, even though it's a minus, you can still times the 2. So this times this as well. So it would be this. Hang on. It would be well, 3 times minus 2. That would be minus 6, and then minus 5 times minus 2. That will be b to the power to the power of 10. Okay, and then the minute you see a minus here, well, at the moment you've got this times this. So visualize this box as 1 over 6, 1 over a to the power of 6. So that's this box here, and then don't forget you are timesing it with this box here, which is b to the power of 10. Now, when you times a fraction, it gets multiplied to the top. So this will be it equals b to the power of 10 over a to the power of 6. So this thing here is actually this thing here. Okay, or you can leave it as a to the power of minus 6, b to the power of 10. You could leave it as this, but it's up to you. Either this one or this one here. This one's easy to understand inside your mind, the top one. Well, it's up to you. Okay. Alright, this one here. Yeah, so here you've got 2 layers. Somehow convert that to 1 layer. So a to the power of blah 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 blah, b to the power of blah minus blah blah blah, and then get it into 1 layer. And whatever's here, you can then just get this times this, okay, and then get this times this thing here. Because at the moment here you've got 2 layers. Well, it's up to you. Press pause and have a go. Okay, I will try and imagine this this thing here. Try and get this bit here into 1 layer. So visualize as this: a to the power of 3 times 1 over b, isn't it? Because when you don't forget, we've still got to the power of minus 1 out here. So what's inside here? You can just visualize it like this. Okay, because when you multiply a fraction, it gets multiplied to the top. Okay, hang on, let me start again. So here, just looking at this bit here only. Okay, it would be this. Hang on, bear with me. It would be this. I'm going to rewrite this as a to the power of 3, b to the minus 1, and then you've got the minus 1 out here as well. So just looking at this bit here only. Is this. I'm rewriting that thing there as 1 layer. Okay, so hang on. Let me start again here. So just, well, anyway, this thing here would be this. Hang on. So it would be this, something to the minus 1. Okay, I'm going to write this fraction as 1 layer. So it would be a to the power of 3 times b to the power of minus 1. Okay, because that b, as soon as you see that b to the minus 1, you can think of it as like this: 1 over b to the power 1. But we don't bother writing the 1 in there. And then don't forget you've got the a to the power 3. When you times that, it actually becomes a to the power 3 over b. Well, anyway, this here becomes this. Now, once it's in the one layer form, you can get this times this thing here. Okay, so that would be a to the power of minus 3. And then now minus 1 times minus 1. So that will be minus 1 times minus 1. That will be 1. Okay, but because it's a power 1, we don't bother putting the 1 in there. Okay, so now you can visualize it as this thing times this thing here. But the minute you see the minus, you can visualize it like this: 1 over a to the power 3. And don't forget, you still got to times the b. Okay, so it's like this at the moment. And when you times a fraction, it gets multiplied to the top. So it becomes b over a to the power 3. So this would be your final answer. So this thing here is actually this thing here. Okay. When you have to the power of minus 1, I think it's just these two switching around. And then this goes to the bottom. Well, anyway, I think that's the case. Here, look at this here. And then it gets switched around. So a to the power 3 is at the bottom, b is on the top. Well, I don't know. You have to play around with it. Okay. So basically, this thing here becomes b over a to the power 3. Okay. Well, anyway, next one here. Yeah, press pause and have a go. Remember, when you have a fraction, get onto one layer. Get it into something like a, b, c to the power of minus blah blah blah, and then when you have to the power of minus 3, then you can get this times with the power here, and then this times with the power here, and then this times with the minus. Well, do whatever you want. Press pause and have a go. Okay, so rewrite this thing as a to the power of 5, b to the power of 6, and then c to the power of minus 3. And then all that to the power of minus 3. Okay, so now is this times this, so that will be a to the power of minus 15. And then b, now get this times this. So that would be minus 18. And then c, well, minus 3 times minus 3, that will be 9. Okay, so now rewrite this. Visualize it as, well, you've got this thing here, times this thing here, times this thing here. So this thing will become 1 over a to the power of 15, times this thing here would be 1 over b to the power of 18, and then you got times c to the power of 9. Okay, so let's merge the two fractions here. Top times top, bottom times bottom, and then don't forget you've got the c to the power of 9. So that becomes, hang on, 1 over well, top times top is 1, and then bottom times bottom, it would be a to the power of 15, b to the power of 18. Okay, and don't forget you've got to times c to the power of 9. Now, when you times a fraction, it gets multiplied to the top. So this becomes c to the power of 9 over a to the power of 15, b to the power of 18. Okay. Alright, this one here. This one looks really complicated, but try to resolve this bit here first, and then sort this out later on. Okay. So press pause and have a go. Okay, let's try and just do what's inside here first. Okay, so hang on. So let's just take this down. So to the power of 4 there. So now it's just this times this. So that will be a to the minus, because you've got a 7 times a minus number. Well, it's going to get 7 gets multiplied to the top, so it will be minus 14 over 3. Okay, and then b, and then this thing times with a minus 9. So it will be, well, minus and minus, so it will be a positive. The answer will be a positive. and then 9 gets multiplied to the top of that fraction. So it would be 18 over 3. Okay, and now get this, multiply it with this thing here. So that would be a to the power of, well, it's going to get multiplied to the top. It would be a minus, whether 14 times 4, because we are getting this, multiplying it to this fraction here. Okay, so 14 times 4, 4 times 4 is 16, carry the 1, 4, 5, so it's 56. So it would be 56 over 3. Okay, and then B, hang on, and then B will be, well, just get this times this thing here. So it's 18 times 4, 18 times 4. So this will be 32, carry the 3, well, it's 72, so it will be 72 over 3. So this thing here would be your final answer. Okay, or you could visualize it like this. The minute you see this here, you could visualize it as 1 over a to the power of 56 over 3 times b. Oh, sometimes I use a times like this. Sometimes I use a dot. It doesn't really matter much. This one here, 72 over 3. Now you've got this thing here times a fraction, so it will get multiplied to the top. Okay, so it will become b to the power of 72 over 3 over a 56 over 3. So this will be your answer. Okay.